The Legend of the Shepherds. In a bygone age of myths, when darkness threatened to enshroud the world, it was they who reclaimed light from nothingness. Over and over, as the world plunged into chaos, the legend would come to people's lips, and they would pray for salvation. And lo, each time a shepherd would appear, to vanquish the darkness once more. But with peace returned, it was never long before the shepherds would vanish. As for where they had gone, no one can truly say. And, as with all things, eventually they faded into legend. Once again, the world faced the threat of the darkness. And the people began to speak of the shepherds once more. But alas, no shepherd came forth to guide his people to peace.
And with that, we're getting into it. Hello everyone, my name is Rain. Today we're here to play some Tales of Zestiria. This is a new series / old series. I have done this once before on my channel, but I went, first of all, when I did that, that's all been like erased. It's gone. You can't find it anymore. I went back and looked at it. I watched it because I still have the videos. They're just not uploaded. It was god-awful to me. That was more or less when I had just started this channel, and I do not by any means claim to be an expert, but I did a lot with that series that I didn't appreciate in hindsight. First of all, there was way too much quote-unquote trying to be someone I'm not. That's gone now. It's been gone for a while. I'm just playing the game as I play, being who I am, whatever. Second, I didn't really pay too much attention to the level up mechanics of the game. I was used to Tales of Symphonia was my first game I played. I was used to that game and how that leveled up. Basically, that game was like pretty much any other RPG that I had previously played. This is Saray, by the way. You leveled up. You got better equipment, you fought creatures, you got stronger, and that was your main and only way of leveling up besides like herbs and whatnot. This game is completely different in that leveling up doesn't matter as much. Once you get towards the end of the game, your equipment and whatnot becomes essential, absolutely essential. In the beginning of the game, it's not as big a deal, but ranking up your equipment is much more important overall than just ranking up your characters. If you're the same level as the enemies that you're fighting and your equipment is great, you'll destroy them. If you are 30 levels above the creatures that you're fighting and your equipment is subpar, you will still have a rough time. Now, you'll still beat them, but you'll still have a rough time. They'll still be able to thoroughly thrash you if you're not paying attention. So there's that. I need to pay more attention to that later on in the game. Earlier in the game, it doesn't matter nearly as much because the enemies are shite. But as you get in later on in the game, it matters a lot more. 3, I think I've become a lot more competent with my gameplay, with my commentary. Whether or not it's good or not will still be for each of you individuals who are watching this to decide. But another thing I didn't do was I didn't actually finish the damn game. I got to a point when I just could not beat the bosses. There were secret bosses I finished the storyline, but there were secret bosses at the very end of the game in the secret dungeon, if you will, the EX dungeon, and I couldn't beat them. And I had no idea why. This is what I was talking about earlier. I was a good 20-30 levels above the current boss I was trying to fight, and I got destroyed every time. That's why I did more research, and I mean, I could not beat them, so I ended up doing more research, figuring out that I wasn't really paying attention to what they were saying as far as equipment goes, and basically the moral, or rather what it all boils down to, is I wasn't satisfied with it. If I'm not satisfied with the content I put out, I'm not going to put it out. If that means I have to delay my videos for a little bit until I get the stuff together, then that's exactly what's going to happen. But still, having said that, I've babbled on long enough. This is Tales of Zestiria. For those of you who have not seen my channel since, I mean, that was over a year ago. So if you guys are relatively new to the channel, subscribers, whatnot, you have no idea what this game is if you've not seen somebody else play it. But I guess let's get the intros out of the way now that I'm done explaining all of that. I play RPGs. They're my favorite genre of video game. I love RPGs. I do play racing games and fighting games and puzzle games and whatnot, but nothing compares to RPGs to me. I love the experience. I love that you can actually get into the heads of these characters. I love that you can explore, that there's an actual story. It goes somewhere. It's more than just turn it on and do stuff. And turn it on and do stuff is just fine if you're just sitting down for an hour or so. But to me, I want to get invested in the game. I want a game that I think I could sit down and play for hours without wanting to stop. And for me, no game genre does that other than RPGs. There's nothing else that even comes close. I can sit down in a racing game and race like 2-3 races and be done. I can fight 2-3 fights and be done with a fighting game, no matter what it is. I'm just not invested in those games nearly as much as RPGs. I think I love the storytelling atmosphere. I think I love the ability to actually feel invested in the characters in the world. You turn on a fighting game, you beat somebody's ass, you get your ass whipped, and it's done. But in this, if somebody dies, it's usually impactful. But that's another thing I think I had a problem with in my first playthrough. I was a lot preachier at the time as far as like characters that I liked or didn't like. I would go for like 5 minutes talking about how much I hate one particular character because he sucks and this and that, and how much I adore this other particular character. Whereas now I've gotten more to the point where I just kind of touch on it. Now I don't like this guy. Or, you know, she's my favorite or whatever. But regardless, as you guys can tell from the name of the channel, my name is Ray. This is what I do. I play RPGs. I play video games. I try to make the commentary interesting, but interesting to my standards. I don't really try to play to an audience, so to speak. I just say what's on my mind, do what I feel like doing. It works out or it doesn't. So with that all being said, thank you for anyone who actually clicked on this channel, who's actually here after my ridiculous monologue of that crap for the first couple of minutes just went on. And I also hope that the volume on this game is working. I did like 3 test recordings to make sure that the volume was okay. I think I got it to the right level. If not, I'll upgrade it a little bit. It might be a little too quiet, but regardless, at last we begin. I love this game, by the way. I have absolutely no problem playing this through a second time for the channel. I've actually beaten this game probably 3 times, again with the exception of beating the extra dungeon, because I was never able to do that. So that's something I'm actually very much so looking forward to. When I get there, I'm going to destroy them, hopefully, or at least keep up with them this time.
A hero brandishing the sacred blade. This mural is a depiction of the shepherd.
Also, this is a new game plus. I'm currently playing it at the normal difficulty.
Mikleo.
I've not played this game in over a year.
This proves the shepherds have been around since even before the era of Asgard. I knew it.
Let's not jump to conclusions just yet. We still don't have definitive proof that this ruin itself is pre-Asgard. It could be an imitation.
Seriously? You really think they'd make a fake ruin of this scale? Get real.
And that's also another reason why I fancied playing this game again, since it's been so long since I've actually played it. It's been over a year since the last time I played it. I know I just said that, but I'll have to relearn the mechanics of this game. The way they upgrade the armor in this game, like I said, it's very important to upgrade your armor.
Wait, isn't that...
I think our ruin adventure is over for today.
But it's done differently in this game than it was in Zestiria. Obviously, I remember Zestiria and how to play that. I completed that not too long ago.
Come on! This way, hurry!
I'm just going to sit here and let them get their little conversation. Or Mikleo's got like a couple of things he likes to say, but if you head over in this direction, it's basically over. Again, I took 2 freaking steps, and that's what triggered this scene.
That was too close.
I think I actually might have missed one. But yeah, no, since I haven't played this game in a long time, I'll have to relearn the game, relearn the mechanics, so it's not anywhere near like playing the game the first time. Obviously, I remember the story and all that, but having to relearn the game, having to actually complete all of the secrets in this game, or most of them anyway. That's another thing about me. I don't look up guides. If you guys want to give me hints, that's fine. If you guys have played this game and know what's going on. But I don't look up guides. I grew up in a time where you had to figure stuff out yourself, and I kind of just prefer that aspect of discovering it on my own. I don't want someone else to tell me exactly what I need to do. That doesn't feel like I'm playing the game. It feels like I'm being led
Didn't
along.
go quite how I planned it, but not too shabby. Am I right?
And for a video game, that's not what I
Guess
want.
this makes us
Real
even.
life, sure, help me if I need it, but in a video game, screw it, I'll figure it out on my own. Now, there have been times when I have looked up guides,
Who
if
knew
there's
that
something
the
I've been
ruins
screwing with for
underground?
days or whatever, and I just can't figure it out, but
Oh,
it takes a lot to
good
make
thing
me
we
do
fell
that.
down here.
Right. Hey, let's try and find a way out of here.
Oh, yeah.
And this game is kind of weird right from the offset, the way they explain this stuff, but I don't think you will see that in this episode. I'm pretty sure we'll see it in the next one. This is a mechanic that they have in Zestiria that they took out from Zestiria for whatever reason. Like, the actual importance of talking to the person that's with you, because in Zestiria, they never had anybody just walking alongside with you. It was just, Hiccup, excuse me, it was just Velvet by herself. But I'll leave the investigation for another time. We need to find a way out of here. So I am moving faster than I normally would. Like I said, this is a new game plus. I did bring over some items. I didn't bring over any items that would spoil anything, like outfits and whatnot. I did not bring over the Norman, which is a mechanic that you guys probably don't know anything about that we will find out later. I did not bring them over. I will have to re-find the Norman. I will have to rediscover and redo all of the outfits. Anything that's like aesthetically different or storyline different, like you wouldn't have normally seen this or been able to do this until you get to a certain point in the game, I did not take over. I just brought over the ability to gain more experience points. I brought over the ability to get more grade. I brought the ability to get extra skills, stuff like that, so I can actually make the most out of this playthrough progression wise, so I don't have to spend 20 hours leveling up. I can do it a lot faster. Anyway, save point. It does exactly what it sounds like it does. Lets you save the game. Good stuff. Open the door. I mean, I didn't actually see them open the door. It just kind of happened.
Whoa.
But it is what it
Oh,
is.
man, what a drop.
It's been nothing but heights all day.
But I had an awesome bas relief to distract me.
Yeah, I bet you did.
You guys live on a freaking mountaintop. Heights is all you know.
It looks like someone's lying there.
You haven't even asked her a question yet. How do you know if she's lying?
It's a human.
It can't be. Stop. We shouldn't involve ourselves with their kind.
She's still alive. We can't just leave her there.
Fine. I'll give what help I can. Let's take a look around the area first.
Okay.
Oh, Mickleo, you big softy. There's no time to lose. We have to reach her. Playing the Shiny Knight is all good and well, but you won't save anyone if you get yourself hurt or worse. Dude, come on now. I'm so freaking Ray, man. This is where we came from. If I... Okay, just it loads. Great. Yeah, I don't know. So, it's on the other side of the wall. How the hell? Yeah, but no, another thing that I love about RPGs is the whole exploration thing. You guys will hear me talk about that a lot, I'm sure, because that's just what I do. Swing your sword with square.
Ugh, my sword's all sticky.
Cobwebs everywhere. I bet no one has set foot in here for some time.
Yeah, there really are cobwebs. There's another thing that I love about these Tales games. Even back in Tales of Symphonia, that was for the GameCube, the one that I played anyway. I know it was for the PlayStation 2 as well, and they remastered it for the PlayStation 3, which I do not have. They put so much detail into this game, into this entire series. Same thing with like other RPG series that I'm a fan of, like Final Fantasy, for example. Tales is probably my favorite RPG series. I played way more of them than any other game, RPG-wise. Even Arc Rise Fantasia, which is kind of a black sheep among RPGs because the voice acting is absolutely terrible. Even that game has a lot of detail. Like, you have to put so much effort in it. There's a lot of things that I respect about the people who make these games. You cannot just put a box and just make things around it. You have to put so much detail and energy into this stuff. Plus, like, this place right here, I know plays an important role later on in the game for multiple reasons, and that's another thing that I love about RPGs. When you have an area that you do not have to go back to, but if you do, it pays off. You get extra equipment, extra, new outfits, maybe a side story you wouldn't have thought of, stuff like that. It's great to me.
It's huge! What is this thing?
Quit gawking and get your sword ready.
Alright, martial arts for circle. It's going to make you do this type of stuff to get tutorials. Martial arts, and this stuff is going to pop up a lot, by the way. Perform tutorial stuff. Perform martial arts with circle when the control is set to semi-auto. You run towards the target until you are close enough to attack. You can then create up to a 4-hit combo with additional presses of circle. It's possible to acquire new arts by leveling up. So now we literally just fight this thing. Keep an eye on that blue gauge on the bottom, by the way. Your SC gauge is what it's called. It's very, very important.
Hold on. It can't be a Hellion?
A Hellion? For real?
I've never seen one in person before.
What could a monster like a Hellion be doing in a place like this? It's getting away!
Wait, don't you remember what Gramps told us?
Huh?
Also, I think it's good to play this game after Zestiria. So those of you who watched that game and saw what happened before this, 1,000 years ago, I believe it is, will have the connection.
Hellions, horrible monsters that are created by the malevolence. They can only be defeated by the power of purification, which not but a chosen few can use. So if you ever cross paths with a Hellion, just run as fast as you can. Remember, you two, common folks like us don't stand a chance against those fiends. Got it?
We can't beat a Hellion without the power of purification.
Then we should just be glad we escaped it.
And anyway, we have bigger problems. Hmm? We have to hurry and save that girl before something worse finds her.
In areas where Hellions roam, making contact with an enemy will launch a battle by swinging your sword with square or using other map actions. You can begin the battle with an advantage. So we got some good experience on that. Are we still level 5? We are. Okay, good. So anyway, it's kind of cool.
We're near one.
Enter chests and dungeons in the field, as well as consumables. Chests can contain equipable items. Often the same. These may often have the same name, but they perform differently depending on the attached skill. Check an item's skill in the equipment menu. So open that baby up. Get them ancient earrings real quick. Can you? Thank you. Searching for monoliths. Scattered throughout dungeons and in fields are stone monuments or monoliths, written by persons unknown that detail lost battle techniques. After finding one, you can check its techniques at any time in the battle section of the system book. For each one you find, you will gain AP, which is necessary for setting battle actions. When you find one, press X to investigate it further. Martial arts. As you fight more battles, you will level up and acquire new martial arts. So using the left stick pointing up or down will give you charging and piercing arts. Left and right are mobile and area of effect arts. Switch them up as needed depending on how the battle is going. You can view available attacks in the arts menu. Good to know. Open that up real quick. You can view the criteria for acquiring an unlearned battle action by highlighting that action in the menu with the cursor. Battle actions marked as auto indicate that the action is performed automatically. This may be useful for players new to the battle system who are still figuring out the rules. Once you get the hang of combat, try removing these actions and using your AP for other battle actions. I just want to get these damn new symbols out of the way. Bothering me! Open that up. Apple gel. Hello.
I'm ready.
Did not see this guy show up. He must have been on the scene. They did it a lot too. So yeah, this is the thing that's kind of different about this game too, compared to Zestiria, is a lot of the stuff that we learned in Zestiria actually takes place in this game too. As far as like they were a certain way when the game started, and now they weren't towards the end of the game, but they're just default by that way in this game because it's 1,000 years later. Blah blah blah. Difficulty settings. Difficulty intense and chaos. Survive enough battles at higher difficulties to unlock these punishing settings. With more frequent attacks and shorter casting times, among other buffs, enemies will really be out for your blood this time. You'll also have to wait much longer between item uses. Friends may weep openly or faint. Alright. Well, let's hope that doesn't happen. Why did my AP increase by 2? I don't see any Hellions up top. That's the thing too, because they were called demons in the other game in Zestiria, but because we had... No, you didn't. See, there's 2 over there. But because we had the demon power, or whatever the hell, we were able to get some nonsense taken care of. We could kill them anyway, but in this game, they're called Hellions and not demons. And I don't remember if they explained that or not. They might have. I know they explained the difference between Malachim and Seraphim, but anyway.
That human probably got caught up in all the lightning just like we did.
More like the other way around. We have her to thank for all that crash, boom, bang.
That lightning. That was Gramps, wasn't it?
Yeah. It's a warning to invaders. Not one more step.
Sorry, Gramps. I can't just leave someone who needs help.
Huh. This is turning into an eventful day for once.
That was a cool monolith.
We've had quite a bounty of discoveries today.
If I'm not mistaken, that stone is a lot newer than the surrounding ruins.
Yeah, it's from a completely different age.
It read like advice of some sort.
Most likely it's a guidepost left by previous visitors to aid fellow travelers.
So we're not the only ones who go around investigating ruins.
Humans have terms for them. Things like adventurer or explorer.
Explorers.
Alright, open this up and get that spider to fight us. You don't want... What? Oh, okay. Guarding. Guard with square. Guarding allows you to greatly reduce damage inflicted by enemy attacks as well as reduce your chances of being staggered. For each attack you block, you will recover SC, which is necessary to perform combos. Yeah, so now we can kill this thing now that the tutorial's over. They do that a lot, whereas your tutorial has to be done before you can actually do something. But this stupid thing is literally just... That's the thing too, I want to actually kind of get better with controlling other characters, because I know you can control all the characters in this game. Like, I could be using Miklia right now if I wanted to, I think. You literally just did that. Or you literally just showed me that. Oh, I guess not. Nope, I guess not.
That monolith out yet?
No, we have not, because we just got here, Scrubba-Doodle-Ding-Dong. This up real quick. If the enemy guards against your actions, SC recovery rate is halved until your next move. If an enemy successfully blocks your first attack, it's likely to keep blocking any further ones. Take care not to just combo indiscriminately. Note that this rule applies to enemies as well, so if your goal is to deplete their SC, guarding is a smart move. Well, we all know about intellect and how much we like it. Let me talk to you. Nobody cares. Get the dick. Get the dick. Hit points. Damage taken from enemies reduces your HP. Taking damage from enemies reduces your HP. If HP is depleted to 0, the character is KO'd. When all companions are KO'd, the battle ends in defeat. AKA game over and you're dead. Because the Hellions are not nice enough to just let you sit there. They will devour you. I don't think there's anything over here. I'm by no means an expert on this game. Tales of Symphonia I could probably beat with my eyes shut, but even that game, I want to get that game for the PlayStation 3. Hello. Quick step. Quick step with square plus L in any basic direction. You can quick step forwards, backwards, left, or right. When close to a target, you can quick step next to or behind it. Hiccup, excuse me. Quick steps can be used as part of a combo, and by flicking L, the left stick, you'll get the same effect. Alright, so, yeah, no, I've actually, what I want to do, I want to get Tales of Symphonia for the PlayStation 3. Do not have a PlayStation 3, so I'd have to get one of those first.
Do not encounter a stronger foe.
Free run. Use L2 and L to free run, which allows you to freely position yourself in battle on the battlefield. SC cannot be recovered while using free run. It's always kind of weird to me. Yeah, run around in circles will not allow you to recover your stamina, but running in a straight line will. Let's check out our equipment since we did get some different items here. You can customize your equipment and titles. Equipping items enhances your stats. Equipping titles can allow you to learn new arts or obtain other special bonus effects depending on your proficiency with that title. Proficiency is increased when you level up. Equipment and skills. Each piece of equipment has 4 skill slots into which skills can be attached. The skill in the first slot is present for each item. The skills, if any, in the other 3 slots are determined when you acquire the item. You can check which skills you have equipped by opening the skills sheet with R2. There are 2 major types of skills outlined on the skill sheet. The basic skills attached to your equipment skill slots and bonus skills activated by certain arrangements of basic skills. There are 3 different methods of activating bonus skills. Stat created by equipping multiple copies of the same basic skill. The number indicates how many of that skill is equipped. Equip 2 or more to activate a bonus skill. Elemental Union, created by equipping skills directly adjacent to each other on the left or right. Line up 2 or more to activate a bonus skill. And Group Union is the third and final, created by equipping a vertical column of skills in one group. Line up all 5 skills in a group to activate a bonus skill. It's perfectly fine to select equipment based on its parameters, but by combining different skills, you may discover surprisingly effective interactions, which is something I did not pay attention to. Take a little time to try out different types of skills and find the ones best suited to your playstyle. I just want to kill everything. How's that for a playstyle? So this is the exact same thing as the first one. Rockland, effective paralysis reduced by 50%. And art attack up by 45, but we also get stun damage rate plus 20% and attack plus 4%. There's literally no reason not to put this on. Bonus skills. Elemental Unions. Elemental Unions are bonus skills activated by placing 2 or more bonus skills in a horizontal line, which is what they just said. This can be useful for fighting a specific enemy since skill effects will pertain to a certain element. You might get a bonus skill for creating a row of 5 basic skills, or you could remove the middle one and have 2 pairs, doubling their bonus effects. What was the... Oh, it was the circlet. Okay, my fault. Oh, yeah, again. No reason not to put that on. See, I know I'd have to get a PlayStation 3 first, but there's so many more things you can do in the PlayStation 3 version of Tales of Symphonia than the original. Now, you could have easily walked up and grabbed that, but it gives no different effect. In fact, this kind of gives you a different cutscene, so whatever. It's kind of worth it.
Come on. Let's keep moving.
Hey man, the only reason we stopped is because you said something. Let's grab this herb real quick. Give me that lavender. Man, if you don't move... Matter of fact... Yeah, so we do have all of our... Okay. I didn't have too many herbs at the end of that game, but...
Think we could jump?
Only one way to find out.
It appears to be wizard predicting the battles written in the ancient tongue. Spirit Chain. The lower your SC or Spirit Chain, the higher the damage you inflict, but this is generally not recommended. SC recovery rate is proportionate to your SC level, so low SC also means slower recovery. What did I say it was called? This is Spirit Chain. I know, whatever I said, I know it wasn't Spirit Chain. Fighting while maintaining a high SC level. Skill, I don't know, it doesn't matter. Now it's gonna bother me, so it does matter. Level is more effective than attacking until it's completely run out. Of course, there are times when going all out is worth it, like when enemies are stunned. What's important is to balance your approach. I got something they can balance. Speak to me, Mikleo. Think there's a path to the other side, bro? There's gotta be a way through. Let's look around for clues. Alright, Scooby-Doo, let's do it. That is a weird statue.
Well?
Okay, maybe not. Hey, watch out!
Don't scare me like that.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, my fault, player. I almost fell into a pit, and now you're annoyed.
There should be a connected point somewhere.
I mean, you could have at least run for it. You guys didn't even try. You didn't even try. But that's okay, because I wouldn't have tried either. Alright, now I know the exact literal path we have to take to get over there, and we're right there, and then by the time we do that, we'll be heading outside into a new area, and we won't be able to stay for a bit, so I'm going to end this episode here, plus it's been about 30 minutes anyway. So, thank you all for watching as always. My name is Ray. Go ahead and follow me on Twitter if that kind of thing interests you. Link is in the description. If you liked this video, let me know. If you didn't like this video, let me know. But until next time, take care of yourselves. Keep your heads up, everybody. I'm gone.